Hello and welcome to this chess tactics review of the Skewer. Now in this position it is white's turn to move, and what would you play here? Now you may be saying, wait a minute, there's not a skewer in this position. I see a pin, and you'd be right. So if I turn on the analysis here, and the evaluation. All right, so here there's a pin possible, and a pin is kind of the opposite of a skewer. And so here, after bishop to c4, we have a pin of this rook on the king, and so the rook cannot move because then the king would be in check. And so a pin is kind of the opposite of a skewer, where in the pin, the more valuable piece is in the back here. So we have a bishop lined up on these two pieces, but the less valuable piece is in front of this more valuable piece in the back. So that would be a pin. And so I'll show you this next example here. Now this is similar to the last setup, but the bishop is in a little bit different spot. And now a skewer is available. So bishop to b3 would be played. And this is the opposite, where the more valuable piece is in front. And once that piece moves out of the way, the piece behind it can be captured. And so after a capture here, white should go on to win in this position. All right, I'll show you some more examples of the skewer in action here. Let me turn off these lines and the details here. That way you can take a look at the position and try and guess it, guess the answer. All right, so here, can you find the skewer in this example here? It is white's turn to move, and this should be fairly simple. This is just to show you some basic setups on how to actually perform a skewer. Okay, so I hope you found that. And here, just white plays rook to h4. Once again, attacking the more valuable piece. The king is always the most valuable because if you lose the king or he gets trapped, it's checkmate and game over. So he has to move, and this piece behind is captured. And once again, white would go on to win here. All right, I'll turn these back off and we'll look at another example. All right. Okay, and I apologize, it popped up the moves. But once again, a skewer where we have a bishop that is able to attack a more valuable king and drive it out of the way. And then the queen can be captured. And once again, white would be winning here as he would just use his king and bishop to maneuver this pawn up to promote to a queen. All right. Let's try and cover these lines up, and we'll look at the next one, number 4. All right, the 5th example here. Well, the 4th skewer. All right. I tried to show the answer again. I hope I caught that in time. All right. So once again, this is a little more complicated, but here it is black's turn to play. And so can you see a move here that would be winning for black? He would go ahead in material. All right, let me show you analysis, the lines. All right, and here rook to e8. So it attacks this more valuable queen in front of this rook in the back. And so the queen is forced to move out of the way. And then if the queen moves back here to protect this pawn, which the queen was attacking, and then could threaten to capture here. But after the queen moves, rook captures with check, and here black should be able to go on and win here. In fact, here it's showing a mate in 6. All right. I guess we could play that mate out if you want to see that. Let's see. So the king would have to move out of check here. And then the queen could capture on f2. And then after, what do they say is best? c4. Oh, okay, to allow this queen to help protect here. And then knight to e4. Interesting. Or knight to h5. There are 2 different options, but knight to e4. And then after, so what's this threat here? The threat could be moving this rook up here. All right, well, before I get too deep into this, we'll just play through the moves because we're here to see skewers and not checkmates, although they are interesting to look at as well. So if this happened, we'd have check, g3 blocking, then check. So this is an interesting little continuation. And then queen to f1 would win there. So that was kind of interesting. All right, on to the next example here. I'll try and cover everything up. Okay, the next example, number 6 in the skewer. It keeps wanting to show the answer here. When I click on details, it keeps wanting to show the analysis and the moves. Okay, once again here, in this position, let's see, it is white's turn to move. So what can white do here to set up a skewer? All right, pause the video if you need to look for a minute, but otherwise I will continue. So with the analysis, evaluation, and lines. So here, white is winning. Even though black has a queen, the winning move is rook to f8, checking the king. And the king's only option is to come down here to c7 or d7. And so after the king moves, a skewer. The rook attacks the more valuable king, and once the king moves, the queen is captured. And then the king could capture here, but white will be able to swing up here and grab this pawn and then escort his pawns forward. And so white would be winning here. All right, on to the next one. Let's see. Okay, this will be the final example here of a skewer. Okay, I wish I could keep it from switching over and showing you the answer. All right, here we go. We're going to try this. Details. Okay, maybe that was quick enough for you not to see it. Okay, in this position, it's white's turn to move here. How does he perform a skewer in this position here? All right, pause if you need to look at it further. If not, I'm going to reveal the answer here. Okay, so white is winning, and a little trick here to set up the skewer first is knight captures here, and then after the recapture we have bishop to d6 here. So the knight had to move out of the way to allow this rook to cover this d6 square and allow the bishop to move up here and be protected and attacking the queen. So the queen is attacked and must move out of the way because of this skewer. And once the queen moves, a capture of the rook behind there. And then in this position, white is just up in material. The game may play out further, but white with a rook to a knight should be able to squeeze out a win here and at least have a good advantage going into the endgame. Well, I hope you enjoyed this chess tactics review of the Skewer, in which a pair of pieces are lined up on the same file or diagonal or rank, and the more valuable piece is in the front of another piece, and that valuable piece in the front, the queen or the king, or even a rook, is attacked and must move out of the way, allowing a capture of the piece behind that more valuable piece. And so that was the Skewer in action. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Feel free to leave comments or suggestions. And check out some of the other videos at my Nick Butts Chess channel. Thank you and have a great day.